Welcome. I'm Dr. Michael Jan, a professor in the Department of Pharmacotherapy at the HSC College of Pharmacy in Fort Worth. With me today is Dr. Taylor Benavides. He is an assistant professor in the Department of Pharmacotherapy at the HSC College of Pharmacy in Fort Worth. We have made a series of video podcasts that focus on the different aspects of pharmacy. Today, the topic is about the application process to pharmacy school. So let's start. Dr. Benavides, a student is in an undergraduate program, either in a four-year university or community college, and decides that they are ready to apply to pharmacy school. What is the first step in the application process?
Well, the first step is to start preparing your application. So most schools around the United States use the PharmCAS system or the Pharmacy College Application Service. And so you'll start inputting all your information on that application system.
Should the student contact the HSC admissions office?
Yeah, especially if they have any questions. I think our admissions office is awesome. I think what really sets our program and our school apart is a lot of the services that we have, and HSC admissions is one of them. You can call them for any questions about that application process at all, from transcripts to recommendation letters, anything at all. Absolutely reach out to them. They're super friendly, super responsive, and they'll help you with any problem that you have.
Great. Are there any specific items should an applicant know about PharmCAS?
Absolutely. So I think the application process is pretty straightforward, but I think some rate limiting steps are the recommendation letters, and then finally some of the transcript windows. So the recommendation letters, you should be getting these well before you start applying to pharmacy school. And so my dad always told me the worst they can tell you is no. So make sure and reach out to them and let them know, hey, I'm applying to pharmacy school. Are you willing to write me a recommendation letter? And if they say yes, and make sure they ask for a favorable letter of recommendation. But if they say yes, then say, okay, great, look out for this email that's coming from PharmCAS. The next is the transcript window. So in the fall and in the spring, there's a 2-month window. In the fall, it's from mid-December to right around mid-February that you have your updates for transcripts and also for grades. So remembering that this year it's the 14th of February, and other years it may change, but you have about a 2-month process to submit those transcripts, update your grades.
Great, thank you. So what else is included in the application besides where the applicant went to school or schools and their transcripts and letters of recommendation?
So a few other important ones include volunteer experience, but especially the personal statement. So the personal statement, and I know we've talked about this in a previous video, but the personal statement is where you get to really tell your story. We see your GPA, we see your transcripts, but now is where you get to talk about yourself, talk about your struggles, talk about your work experience, talk about what you've learned in healthcare and your shadowing. And so this is really where you get the shine, and this is where all bets are off. Once you get to this, to your personal statement, this is really, you really get to tell your story.
Does an applicant need to be a pharmacy technician before becoming a pharmacist?
No, they don't. I think it does give you some really great experience and kind of get your feet wet in pharmacy, so to speak, but it's not required whatsoever. Our program will give you plenty of experience and will make you well ready to become a pharmacist into the program, but it is not required.
Okay, great. If a person does not have any prior work experience in pharmacy, what can they do, or should they include that information in their application?
Yeah, I think if you don't have any experience in pharmacy yet, I would strongly encourage you to get some shadowing experience. So the best thing you can do is to look around your local community for some independent pharmacies, some chain pharmacies, and just going up and ask the pharmacist and say, hey, can I come shadow you for a day and see what you do? If you can't do that, you can always reach out to us because we have a shadowing program at HSC and at our College of Pharmacy that you can get some shadowing experience in ambulatory care.
Well, that's great. So if the person completes their application or still has some prerequisite courses not taken, what happens next?
Absolutely. That's a great question, a very common one. You do not have to have all your prerequisites finished before you apply to pharmacy school. You have to have them completed before starting, but you don't have to have them all completed. And so once you submit your application, if you don't have all those prerequisites completed, that's okay. Our admissions office is going to take a look at it and make sure that you're going to be able to get all those prerequisites finished before matriculating into pharmacy school. So again, just to reiterate, you do not have to have all your prerequisites finished before starting.
Right, great, thank you. What happens during the admissions interview day?
So I love the admissions interview day from my side. I know our applicants may not be so fun, but really it starts out with a general overview of our program, reviewing files, reviewing student files, et cetera. And then you're gonna do a calculations exercise that's gonna kind of test your algebraic skills. You'll also have an essay that you get to write. And then you're gonna have a blinded interview with 2 faculty. And we say blinded, not blindfolded, but actually blinded to where we don't know anything about you but your name. And so you come in and you have a blank slate. You get to tell us about your interest in pharmacy and a little about you. And then finally, if you're in person, you get to do a tour around campus with some of our student ambassadors. But if you're online, which most of our applications or most of our interviews are online now, you'll do a virtual tour of the campus. But if you happen to be in the DFW area, I would strongly encourage you to come see our campus. It's absolutely beautiful. It's one of the big perks of coming to HSC.
Well, thank you very much for taking us through the application process, Dr. Benavides. Any final words?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing to stress here is if you have any hesitancy, any questions about the application process, please do not hesitate to reach out to our HSC admissions team. I work very closely with them, so do our students. They are so friendly, they're so helpful. And so any questions, please reach out to them. They'll get back with you in a timely manner, and they'll help you through any problems you have.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Benavides.
Yeah.
Thank you for your interest in the HSC College of Pharmacy. This concludes the session on what the application process is like to pharmacy school. If you have any additional questions, please contact our HSC admissions office. If you're interested in any other video podcasts, click on the link below. Thank you very much for your interest in pharmacy.